Hi, I'm Sarah, professional software engineer and the one-woman show behind Anagrams Productions. Recently, wrapped up streaming my first game, Memoirs of an Angel, which is now out on Steam. So go play it. It's free. It's out on Steam and Itch. So seriously, if you haven't played it yet, uh, go play it. And if you missed the previous live streams, you can catch up on those on my Twitch or YouTube channels. But tonight, we're going to switch gears and do something a little different. We're going to play a game called Alistair Plus Plus by Sakevisual, which is one of, if not the first Otome game I ever played, and was one of the games that inspired me to make my own. Um, Sakevisual also has another game called Backstage Pass, which I believe was a commercial game. I haven't really played much of it. So maybe I'll stream that one someday. But tonight we'll focus on Alistair. Um, this isn't really a first reaction video like some of the other things I've done, because I've already played it. And I recall playing it quite a bit, although to be fair, it has been a while. But I'm not planning to make a series out of it either, like I did with Memoirs. Um, the reason I'm playing this game today, even though it's pretty old, older than Memoirs, so probably 14, 15, 15-ish years ago. So the reason I'm playing this old game is to analyze it and find inspiration for one of my projects that I'm thinking of picking back up called the Twinkling Trio. Both games feature this game within a game aspect. Alistair features the characters playing an MMO, while in Twinkling Trio, they're playing a tabletop RPG. But I'm hoping to look at how Alistair handles like integrating that game within a game and how what happens inside of that game affects the characters and relationships outside of it. So basically, I'm going to be playing from the perspective of a game designer, analyzing what I think works and what doesn't, and see what lessons I can apply to my own games. Um, so maybe I'll call this a game design analysis video or something, but obviously we're live streaming, so I can't get too in depth. There's not like a lot of research or anything going on. It's just kind of some first impressions. Um, but that is a pretty important skill as a game designer, is to be able to pick up a game, play it a little, and think about like what worked well, what could have been improved, even if you don't have time to play the whole thing. And to be honest, most players will only ever play the beginning if you don't do a good job of making them want to play the rest of the game anyway. So yeah, with that, let's get started. I did have some technical difficulties trying to get this game to run with my setup. But it's here, it's up. Hopefully this will work for us. And I'm also, I also want to mention that I'm playing this blind. Yes, I played it before, but again, it was so long ago, I really don't remember much about it. So, and I don't have a walkthrough or anything. Normally I'll play these kinds of games with a guide because I want to get a specific outcome, but today we're just gonna be playing for fun. So I love this interface right away, right? Like this is definitely an inspired interface. And these actually do things? Hey, look at that. I also love the little chibi artwork, but so it looks like we've got 3 main stats here: intelligence, social reputation, and network reputation. And some monies. And a concept of time. I wonder what the time is. So I guess one of these is save and one of them is load. I wonder which one is which. The down button the save and the up button is load. I guess that would make sense. Be nice to have some labels. But you know, it would take up too much room. So you'll notice that this game, like Memoirs, is in 800 by 600 resolution, which was the most popular, like most common screen resolution at the time. But it's funny to see how much things have changed, right? Nowadays, 800 by 600 on one of these widescreen monitors is so tiny. I'm actually playing it not quite in full screen mode because I couldn't get it to run on the correct monitor, but I have it as big as I can get it in windowed mode. And options, that makes sense. And no, I don't want to quit to the main menu. So that's the title screen. Is this also a quit button? Yes, it is. Alright, sorry. That was just me getting distracted. But none of these other things look like they're interactable. They're just there for show. Which is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. They definitely recreated the MMO experience in a nutshell here. So you can tell we've got our main character's avatar here, Rui of the Sword, level 56, a knight. Very low on HP and even lower on MP. And we have some sort of party member here. I think that's maybe Fiona, level 54. And some, like, generic looking RPG skills, that's fine. And I love our little chat box over here too. Oh wow, you even have little buttons for auto, skip, and hide. That must be a hide button. Oh, sorry. I meant to do things. Heal, please! Fiona Wings, cast Holy Light. Thanks. No problem. But are you really sure we can do this? What do you mean? Rui of the Sword uses Blade of 100 Strikes. We've been fighting for so long. I think this boss might be too much for us. Are you kidding? He hardly has any HP left. Rui of the Sword uses Swift Slash. But I'm almost out of MP, and I don't have any more recovery potions. Maybe we should train more before we try this boss again. But I really want that blessed stone. Rui of the Sword uses Blade of 100 Strikes. Besides, it's almost out of HP. I bet I could get it with one more attack. But aren't you out of skill points? Don't worry, it'll only take a minute to recharge, and I can take him down with another Swift Slash. If you say so. Alright, all charged up. Here I go. Rui with the Sword uses Swift Slash. Alistair uses Blade of Darkness. Alistair has defeated the troll of Mount Morning. What? Dude! Alistair has received a blessed stone. What the beep was that? Hey you, Alistair. Huh? That was my kill, you beep beep beep. Ah, beep the center. Rui, calm down before you get a warning from the global moderator. Yeah, Rui, you wouldn't want the mods to come down on you. Shut up. You're the reason I'm mad in the first place. Oh, why is that? You know very well. You stole my kill, and you know that blessed stone is rightfully mine. Meh. The way I see it, I saved you from getting killed in a boss battle. Saved me? He was about to strike, and you were too busy powering up to notice. And from the looks of your friend's stats, she didn't have enough MP to resurrect you. If I hadn't come along when I did, you'd find yourself waking up in some start town with 15% less experience. You're welcome. I'm not thanking you, idiot. Fiona and I were doing just fine on our own, and I want that blessed stone. Well, it's mine. No, it's mine, and I want it back. Rui of the Sword has challenged Alistair to a duel. Are you sure you want to do this? With like barely any HP or MP left. And her party member is just like, are you kidding me right now? Don't tell me you're scared. I just feel bad beating you down, that's all. Well, you don't have to worry about that. If you insist. Alistair has accepted Rue of the Sword's challenge. Connecting to BVP Arena. Disconnected from server, exiting game. No! I stared at the screen in shock for a few moments, trying hard not to let out a scream. Finally, I slam my hands down on the table. The keyboard in front of me shakes, and a student using the computer next to me stares at me in surprise. What? I glare at him and he quickly looks away. Thought so. The computer lab is surprisingly empty right now. I glance at the clock on the wall. Lunch will be over in 10 minutes. Figures. I always lose track of time when I'm playing Rivenwell online. Brave choice to be playing an MMO in the computer lab at school in the middle of the school day. Brave choice. Still, during the school's spotty internet connection, I'll bet that I automatically forfeited that duel. That Alistair jerk must think I'm some sort of coward. I refresh the screen, but the blinking message on my monitor informs me there's still no internet connection. Ugh. What if it's not a clean disconnect? Alistair could be backing away. Oh, Alistair could be hacking away at poor, defenseless Rui. I bet he would, too. I have to get back online right now. But it's not like refreshing my screen over and over is going to make things magically work. I need an expert. I scan the computer lab, looking for someone who might know what they're doing. Aha! At the far end of the lab, leaning back in a dark corner, a guy is typing away furiously on his machine. I think I've seen him before. He's in here a lot, especially when the computer games club has meetings. Yeah, this guy's my type. I am pretty sure when I played this before, he was my first choice. I quickly approach him and flash my most charming smile. Hello. He doesn't respond. Hello? I heard you the first time. Then why didn't you answer me? I did. I nodded. No, you didn't. No, you just weren't paying attention. Is this conversation going anywhere? Ugh, this guy is so rude. No wonder he spends so much time with computers. I bet he doesn't even have a girlfriend. Yeah, you're in the computer games club, right? He raises an eyebrow as if I just asked a painfully stupid question. I'm the president of the computer gaming club, Travis, or haven't you noticed? Oh, I didn't know. I'm surprised. You're always here in the lab playing your silly little online game while we're meeting. But I suppose you never bothered to pay attention to us, though. Otherwise, you would have known. Right. How on earth did the other members put up with this guy? So you know how to fix computers, right? His eye twitches, only slightly, but it's obvious that he's annoyed. Maybe. Well, the internet is down. Travis lets out a long sigh, rubbing the sides of his head slowly before he turns to face me. Listen, Marrowy. Yeah, Marrowy. He shakes his head as if he doesn't really care. Fixing computers does not work the way you think it does. He measures each word out slowly and carefully, as if he's speaking to a small child. Ugh, what should I do? Fair. I've definitely had clients as a freelancer, making websites for people. I've had clients call me up like, oh no, my internet's down. People aren't gonna be able to go to my website. And I'm like, the internet does not work the way you think it does. Also, I cannot fix your internet being down. I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to call your internet service provider. What's that? Oh my gosh. Whoever you pay a lot more money than you're paying me to provide you with internet. Anyway. I can understand the frustration. So I can argue with him or play on his pride. I don't see any point in arguing with him because he's right. Let's play on his pride. I'm sorry. I just thought that since you knew a lot about computers, you'd be able to fix it. But I guess I overestimated you. Travis's eye twitches again. It's fine. A lot of people make that mistake. His voice is laced with bitterness. I think I really hit a sweet spot. But seeing as you hold so much faith in me, I'll see what I can do about the internet connection, if you can solve a quick puzzle for me. A puzzle? Yeah. Imagine you're in one of your silly online games, and there are two classes, knights and demons. Knights and demons are exactly the same in all ways but one. Knights always tell the truth, and demons always lie. So, you run into two of these guys, and you know that one must be a knight, and one must be a demon. How? He rolls his eyes. You just do. Anyway, you're only allowed to ask one yes or no question. How do you figure out which is the knight and which is the demon? You ask one of them if he's a knight. Wrong. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to get to class. I suggest you do the same. Wait, is there even a right answer? I wonder. He grabs a messenger bag from the ground, slings it over his shoulder, and walks off. Before I have any time to think about his puzzle any longer, the warning bell rings. I grab my books and dash off to class. I slide into the only empty seat left in the class just as the bell rings. Phew, safe. The teacher begins her lecture, and I summarily ignore her, contenting myself with doodling a series of flowers on my handout. Since we've just concluded our section on ancient civilizations, we'll be doing a term project on it. You'll be split up into teams of 2. Oh, I see where this is going. Whoever is sitting at the table with you will be your partner. I glance at the person sitting next to me. He's huddled up in the corner, staring mindlessly out the window. Is he sleeping? You and your partner will submit an 8-page report and give a 5-minute presentation on the topic of your choosing. I will give you the rest of the class to discuss an appropriate topic with your partner. Great. A project with some sleeping kid. He'd better not make me do all the work. I turn to face him. He appears to be awake, but he's completely spaced out. Hey. I wave my hand, trying to get his attention. I'm Marui. We're supposed to be working together? Yeah. So, what's your name? Shiro. Cool. Nice to meet you. He is still not looking at me. In fact, he's staring so hard at the window, I'm starting to wonder if the meaning of life is written on it or something. Are you okay? His face blushes a bright red. I'm fine. You don't look okay. Are you sick? No, I just... He glances to the side and shifts uncomfortably. We should pick a topic. Is there anything you like? I don't know. Is there anything you want to talk about? Not really. Oi, another uncooperative guy. Just my luck running into 3 jerks in a row. At least Shiro wasn't mocking me. It's obvious that Travis was just making fun of me with that stupid riddle of his. No matter what I ask, those dumb demons will always lie, so how on earth can I tell which is which? It's impossible. What? Shiro looks at me, a bit startled by my sudden declaration. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just thinking. About what? Knights and demons. Demons? Well, not demons exactly. Liars. Knights always tell the truth, and demons always lie. Oh, you're supposed to ask, would the person with you claim to be a knight? Shiro's face suddenly brightens. Huh? It's a riddle, right? One always tells the truth, and the other always lies. Yeah? So you have to ask, would the person with you claim to be a knight? If you ask directly, both the truth teller and the liar would claim to be a knight. So you have to ask about the other one. If the knight answers, he will tell you truthfully that the demon with him will claim to be a knight. If the demon answers, he will lie and say that the person with him won't claim to be a knight. And then you can tell the difference. Shiro smiles proudly as he explains the riddle to me. I think I get it. It's a little complicated, but it makes sense, I think. Still, you're pretty smart to figure that out. Huh? No, I've just heard it before. I really like puzzles, you see. It's a really well-known riddle. I see. Shiro, Marui, I trust that if you're getting chatty like this, you've already chosen a topic. From across the room, the teacher eyes us carefully. Oh, sorry. I turn back to Shiro. We should pick a topic, huh? Yeah. He's back to his reclusive self again. We really need to talk about this project, but he seems like he doesn't want to talk. So I can ask him for a topic or suggest a topic. I feel like things will move along a little faster if I go ahead and suggest one. Why don't we do our report on Greece? I thought studying that was kind of fun. Kinda. Greece is a really wide topic. We should probably narrow it down. Okay, what about Athens? That's an important Greek city, and it's a focused enough topic for us, right? That sounds good. I scribbled down Athens in bold letters in my notebook. At least we have a topic now. The bell rings and we quickly gather up our books. What's up? Shiro hands me a folded sheet of notebook paper. What's this? It's my email address. We should stay in touch. Oh, good idea. I tear the sheet in half, scribble my email address down, and hand it to him. Here you go. He nods and smiles a bit before walking off, clutching his books to his chest. As soon as he leaves, I tear off down the hallway towards the computer lab. As I turn the corner, I nearly collide with another student, but I quickly skid to a halt and wind my way around him. Sorry. This month, the school is offering an after-school work program for students who want to make extra money. It's only menial tasks like mailing envelopes or calling people to ask for donations, but I could always use the spare cash. Even though I get allowance on the weekend, more money couldn't hurt. However, the work program doesn't start for another 30 minutes, so now is the perfect time to check on how Rui is doing. I wait impatiently outside the computer lab as students file out. Finally, I rush in and grab the nearest computer. I wonder if the internet is working again. Worried about your game? Travis is standing in the doorway, smirking at me. Why do you care? I don't. You just look terribly anxious. I was wondering if it had something to do with that game of yours. Well, I don't feel like telling you. And by the way, I figured out the answer to that riddle of yours. No doubt. It's a fairly common one, after all. I was a bit disappointed that you hadn't heard it already. But I'm no deal breaker. The internet works now, so you can have fun. Did you fix it? No. I just waited, and it came back on its own. What did you think I could actually do about it? So you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. Neither did you, I assume. Or are you telling me that someone else didn't tell you the answer to my riddle? Nowadays, you would just whip out your smartphone and Google it. I thought so. See you around. What a conceited jerk. I hope he gets his someday. Logging in. So we're back in the MMO. You've got the cute little spawn gate over here. Nice touch. Current promotion. Trade in 50 Fluff-A-Bit paws for a piece of lucky armor. Rui of the Sword has logged on. Game announcement. The PvP match you participated in with player Alistair has been cancelled due to inactivity from both parties. Rui, are you okay? What happened? Hey Fiona, my internet connection dropped. I just got back on. I was so worried about you. Sorry. So if your connection dropped, does that mean you automatically forfeited to Alistair? It doesn't look like it. Apparently he didn't do anything. Maybe he didn't want such an easy win. Unlikely. I don't think so. If he was willing to steal our kill, he'd definitely accept an auto forfeit. Oh, then maybe he logged off? Maybe. It seems weird that we'd both drop at the same time. Maybe you just got lucky. What's wrong? Just thinking. What if his connection dropped at the same time because we're both on the same network? I don't understand. I lost my connection because my internet died. What if Alistair was using the same internet connection as me? I guess that's a possibility. Where are you? At school. The school's net went down for a while, so he would have been logged up like me. Wait, you think Alistair goes to the same school as you? Yeah, it all makes sense. People can lose internet connections for all sorts of reasons. What if his mom told him it was time to go to bed or something? No, it's too much of a coincidence. It has to be someone at the school. Well, to be fair, the chances of meeting someone you know in real life, in person, accidentally in an MMO are like astronomically small. I think there's almost a better chance of both people in their across the world from each other being logged out at the same time than there is meeting someone you know. But suspension of disbelief for the sake of the game. Okay, got it. If you say so, but I think that's a stretch. No, it's perfect. That means I'll be able to exact my revenge in real life. How do you plan to do that? What? If you do manage to find him, what exactly are you gonna do? It's not as if you can just challenge him to a duel in real life. Well, I guess I'll figure that out later. But the important part is revenge. Are you sure about that? That guy deserves to pay for what he did. It's only an item in a game, though. It's not about the item, it's about being courteous online. I think that's a lot to ask for people on the internet. So true. So true. Well, just because of the internet doesn't mean we should give up standards of decency. I guess so. But you really shouldn't jump to conclusions, okay? You might do something brash. This character doing something brash? No. No, never. When have I ever done anything brash? Never mind. Yeah. That's like her entire character. Anyway, I just wanted to make sure Rui wasn't dead. I've gotta get going now. I'll see you. Later. Rui of the Sword is logged off. Logging out. I didn't think to do it before, but let's look at this UI here. I appreciate that the text is pretty large. I kind of like the little space for the main character sprites. We've got our skip and auto buttons here. Over here we've got our stats button that brings up the same screen as before. So this would be a custom screen that they built and included, which would have been originally back before screen language in Renpai. I remember those days before screen language. Oh my gosh. It used to be so much more complicated to build new custom screens. Now it's not too bad. Not super intuitive either, but not too bad. So we've got buttons to go to the title screen, the options, the load, and the save. So it's all the same buttons, and I appreciate that it's all the same buttons that are available in the MMO sections. That like in the MMO sections, they were able to incorporate all of those same buttons that you would expect in a visual novel into the you know, the fake game UI. But again, I do wish they were labeled, even just like on hover or something. Another thing I just noticed is that they disabled rollback when you switch between the game mode and real life. So like I can roll back to the beginning of this scene, but I can't roll back to where we just were in the MMO. And I wonder if they just did that to avoid some weirdness. I mean, the way that they have to kind of lay out that MMO screen very custom, right? Lots of custom positioning and things. And so I wonder if it's just a, like you can only roll back to the beginning of the scene, or if they specifically said like you cannot roll back, past this point to avoid like bugs, buggy behavior with trying to go back to the online screen. Oh, I also think that's interesting. I just noticed it in the background here. There's an init Python block here, so they've actually included some RenPy code here. That's funny. That's funny. So these are images. This is renpy.something. It's a little too blurry to see if something... Anyway, probably doesn't matter. It's just a fun little thing there. But like that choice of disabling, the rollback at certain points is interesting, and I wonder what their thought process was behind that. We'll have to see, because like within this I can roll back, and then within the game within a game portions I could roll back. So I wonder if it's like each scene, or specifically when you're transitioning between the game within a game to real life. Anyway, okay. I log off Rivenwell Online and quickly pick up my school's network list. In the name of trust and honesty, the school keeps close tabs on all of the students' computer usage. I don't know how much trust it shows, but it's really handy for seeing who's on the network and when. Looking at this afternoon's logs, only 4 students were logged on when the internet dropped. Naturally, I am one of them. Shiro was on too. Huh. He doesn't seem like a gamer though. He was probably just checking his email. Some guy named Derek Naveen. His name sounds familiar, but where have I heard it before? And Travis. Ugh, of course he was online. He was even sitting right behind me. I wouldn't be too surprised if he was Alistair. They both have rotten personalities. But Travis didn't seem too interested in Rivenwell Online. In fact, he said that it was a silly game. Maybe he doesn't play it after all. I guess that leaves Derek. I click on his student profile. Apparently, he's on the student council. I guess that's where I've heard his name before. He's on the basketball team as well. They're practicing right now, so he's probably there. I hurry down the hallway and stop outside the school gym. I can hear shouts and the echoing boom of a basketball. Slowly, I crack the door open and peer in. The basketball players are rushing back and forth across the court. The current center of attention seems to be a guy with blonde hair and bright highlights. Gotta say, I do love the character designs in all of sakevisual games. But I really love the character designs and the way that the characters are introduced. Also appreciate it that, each one has kind of a... Like, you get a good sense of them from their introductions. He races across the court, expertly dribbling the ball as he weaves back and forth. I remember seeing posters of him all over the school during elections. I guess he's Derek then. He looks like he really knows what he's doing. Another player leaps in front of him, holding his arms out to block him. Derek pauses for a moment, then grins playfully at him and fakes left before making a dash to the right. Now, if I do have a complaint, is that this text color is not very visible the more it gets into this dark gradient. Now, they did try to help that a little bit by giving it this kind of white drop shadow, which does help to outline it a little bit, but they might have been better off with like black text, or you know, something that would have more contrast against that background. Just a critique here. He skids to a halt in front of the basket as another player moves in to block him. Derek, over here! One of his teammates waves his arms to indicate that he's open, but Derek shakes his head and weaves around the player blocking him. To the cheers of his teammates, he leaps into the air and dunks the ball into the net. That's enough showing off, Naveen. Take a water break. A couple guys surround Derek, clapping him on the back and laughing. One of them leans towards him and points in my direction. Oops. I slam the door shut, but not fast enough. In a few seconds, the door opens and Derek steps out into the hallway. Hey, cutie. Did you want something? Cutie? Oh, was that too forward? He bursts out laughing. I'm sorry. I'm just a forward kind of guy. It gets me in a lot of trouble sometimes. No doubt. Especially with cute girls. Something wrong? Don't be shy. I'm really a nice guy, you know. You can come in and watch us practice if you want. It's not that. Oh, so you do speak. That's great. So, what's your name? Mary. Sweet. I like girls with unique names. He nods back at the gym door. I'd love to stay and chat, but Coach probably wants me back in a few. Was there something you wanted? I just had a few questions. Nothing important. Hey, I'm Vice President. Anything from a member of the student body is important. It's not exactly about the school, though. Oh, that's even more interesting. Why don't we talk about it at the mall? We could call it a date if you want. Is this guy actually asking me out on a date? He hardly even knows me. I guess he is kind of cute, though. Ugh, no, focus. What if he's Alistair? I'd never be able to forgive myself if I went on a date with him. What should I do? I can ask for just a friendly chat, or agree on a date. Yeah, we'll go with friendly chat. Gotta say, I've never liked the flirty types. Anytime there's a lineup with a flirty character, I always do them last. There's just something about it. I can't stand it. Alright, let's just ask for a friendly chat. I wouldn't mind meeting you at the mall, but I don't think we're really on dating terms yet. I understand. Then just as friends, right? Yeah, just as friends. Cool. We'll work out the details later. Your email address is in the student directory, right? Yeah. Then we'll be in touch. He winks at me before heading back into the gym. Catch you later, Mary. Oi, I didn't get to ask him what I wanted. Oh well. At least we'll be able to talk later. Yeah, he's definitely the type to, steer conversations the way he wants them to. For now, I should probably get to work. I spend the next hour folding and sealing envelopes in the school's office. It's not exactly the most glamorous job in the world, but money is money, and I can't complain about that. After the office closes, I head home. As soon as I get home, I turn my computer on and check my email. Oh, nice. Another custom screen. Hey, Rivenwellers. It's a new month, and you all know what that means. New rare items. Look cool and gain extra ice damage with the new Winterfrost Blade for knights. Demons will find the Horned Helm to be a fine addition to their arsenal. The Glorious Halo will give extra healing power to angels. Guardians should pick up some volcanic armor for extra fire defense. These items will only be available for a month, so buy a point card and get yours now. So, knights and demons came up again. I wonder if there's any relevance. From Shiro, our project. Marui did some research on Athens, but the project guidelines say we can't only have online resources. Bought a couple of books. If you find any more, you should get them. It would also be a good idea if we could meet up sometime to discuss our project. You should come over to my place sometime so we can talk about it more. Wow, isn't he very forward? I glanced over the project guidelines that the teacher handed out. Shiro was right. I'll actually have to get some books or something, huh? I copy and paste a few interesting facts from various websites, but my attention wanders pretty quickly. I'm still thinking about what happened today. Fine. If I can't concentrate on this, I might as well just log on. Maybe hacking away at monsters will help me calm down. Logging in. So yeah, from here, I can't roll back to normal, real life. Interesting. Rui of the Sword has logged on. Hi, Rui. I love that she's just always here. Oh, Fiona. Do you have a life outside this game? Hey, Fiona. How's it going? I'm doing well, taking a break. And you? I'm procrastinating on my homework. Are you sure that's a good idea? I'll be fine. Besides, I need to blow off some steam. Want to be in a party with me for a while? Sure. Fiona Wings has joined your team. Where should we go? Well, I think there's a promotion going on in the Morose Mountains right now. Then let's get going. Oh no! It's Alistair! Teleported to the Morose Mountains. Well, well, if it isn't the lovely Rui. Come for the promotion, I assume. Ah! What are you doing here? Killing adorable bunny-like creatures until the game awards me with a new costume. What does it look like? You know what I meant. Not really. Rui, let's just go. The mountains are big enough for us to stay far away from this guy. You should listen to your friend. She's clearly more forward-thinking than you are. Are you calling me stupid? What do you think? Well, for your information, I'm not as stupid as I look. Inadvertently admitting that she looks stupid. Rui. In fact, I already know who you are in real life. What? Ha! Are you scared now? And you can be sure that when I see you at school tomorrow, you'll get yours. At school? I see. The internet crashed during lunch, huh? So you must be Marui. Oh, come on. Rui of the Sword, Marui, it's pretty obvious. And since we only met today, your name is still fresh in my mind. But it's only fair, right? Since you know who I am, after all. Of course I do. No, you don't. If you did, you would have done something by now. You still haven't figured out exactly who I am, have you? I will. Sounds like this might be fun. What? Let's make a deal. If you can figure out who I am sometime the next month, I'll give you my blessed stone. You mean my blessed stone? Whatever suits your fancy. But if you can't figure it out, Then you'll fork over all the gold that you make for the next month. Ha! As if I accept your deal. Rui, don't! Ha! Such confidence. At least you have that much going for you. Oh, but it's getting so late, don't you think? I'll see you tomorrow, Rui. Alistair has logged off. Rui, why'd you do that? Ugh, that guy seriously ticks me off. And I'm not gonna let him just get away with being a jerk online. But what if you lose? Don't worry, I won't. At the most, I know there are only 3 other people online. I just have to figure out which one of them plays Rivenwell online. Rui, you really do leap into things without thinking, don't you? That's why I have you to back me up. I can always count on you to bail me out of bad situation. I wish you'd be a little more careful on your own, though. I won't always be around to save you. Hey, that's enough of this glum talk. Let's kill some bunnies. Yeah. Fiona and I play for a few hours before exchanging farewells and logging off. As I get ready for bed, I think back on today's events. Only Travis, Shiro, and Derek were online, so it must be one of them. Travis seems to hate Rivenwell Online. He acts like it's beneath him because he's a serious gamer. But he might just be trying to save face in front of other serious gamers. He has his position as club president after all. Shiro doesn't seem like a gamer at all. Besides, he's so shy. I doubt he and Alistair are the same person. Clearly, you've never actually met a shy person because typically they make up for their online or their in-person shyness with a very different personality online. Just saying. Also, I got a little distracted looking at the different little things on her desk here. Then again, some of the nicest people turn into rotten jerks online. Playing online might be his way of blowing off steam or something. As for Derek, I really don't know anything about him yet, besides the fact that he's school vice president. What does a vice president even do, anyway? Well, it doesn't really matter in the end. I'll figure out which one it is tomorrow anyway. Alright, so we've got our status screen. I think that was the end of the first chapter, probably. Current time, day 1, it's Monday. We've got 5 intelligence, 5 social reputation, and 5 network reputation, and $50 in our pockets. You can definitely tell the influences from this in memoirs that I'd completely forgotten, but the status screen, the stats, yeah, you can tell. The main character side portrait even. Granted, you know, that's not unique to this game, but I was definitely influenced by this game. Okay, it's been an hour. We'll keep going, just a little bit. Maybe I'll do one more chapter. We'll see. Depends on how long that chapter takes. Now, unlike my status screen, which is was not technically a custom screen, I have to actually press the return button here. Whereas in in memoirs, you get to the status screen at the end of a chapter and you just press to continue like you would anything else, but here I have to actually press the return button apparently. Alright, so we've got day 1. We have a month to figure out who is Alistair of the 3 boys. But they already know who I am. And they know that I'm trying to figure them out. And I can't help but think the knight and demon story is gonna come back into play, right? Because Alistair's character design even has little devil horns. So, okay, he's a demon, right? In the context of the knight and the demon. So, he's a demon. He is gonna lie no matter what. And so, like Shiro said earlier, the solution is not to ask directly, because you know, they'll both say that they are the person, but ask indirectly is our goal here, I think. I think that's where we're going with that. That would make sense. And it would make sense for why they included that, right? Time for another day at school. Morning. I arrive at school wholly determined to find Alistair today. Unfortunately, I'm so focused on my mission that I walk straight into someone as soon as I enter the building. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, never mind. Well, that's no way to greet a fellow human being. Calling you a human being is something of a stretch. Travis raises an eyebrow and shrugs. Suit yourself. I'll see you around, Rui. Wait, what did you call me? But before I can ask him, Travis has already disappeared down another hallway, merging with a throng of students. As I recall from, again, playing this game a really long time ago, Marui really wants to think it's Travis because of their initial meeting. That kind of makes her think he's a jerk, and so, you know, he compares that to Alistair, who's also a jerk, and then that occurrence just now. But as I recall, Travis is a red herring. Travis is not Alistair. But Marui really wants to think he's Alistair, and the game really wants you to think that he's Alistair, but I don't think he is. I think he's a red herring. I hurried to my class, still preoccupied with what he said. He called me Rui. Could he be Alistair? No, there's no way he'd make it that easy. Unless he's trying to trick me again. Are you okay? I look up in surprise to see Shiro staring at me. Huh? Oh, yeah, just thinking. Another riddle? Something like that. I love Marui's expressions. She's so expressive. Maybe I can help again? What? Like that expression. Shiro's face flushes red. I mean, if you want me to. I'm not saying you can't figure it out on your own or anything. It's okay. I'm not mad at you. It's just this is a riddle of a different sort. Yeah. The bell rings before we can say any more. As soon as class ends, I grab my books and head out. Whoa, hey Marui. Hey Derek, what's up? You wanted to talk to me about something, right? Oh yeah, I'll let you know when I'm free. Cool. Anyway, I'm off to practice. Catch you later. Afternoon. Now that school's out, what should I do with my afternoon? And this, yeah, you can tell this is also very much what inspired the gameplay of Memoirs. This idea of using these menus, which is, you know, built-in Ren'Py feature, to kind of determine what you do. And I believe these, like, you can build different stats depending on which actions you choose. And then they also impact which character you run into, which I don't think is super obvious necessarily, but, or it wasn't obvious to me the first time I played it. Looking at these options now, I think it's kind of obvious. I should go to the mall if I want to run to Derek. I should work on my project if I want to run to Shiro, which means I should probably help out at school if I want to run to Travis, I think. That would make sense to me. I stopped by the computer lab to check my email before I head to the work program. Hey, I was right. Sorry, the lab is closed today. What do you mean? I mean, the lab is closed. The club is hosting a tournament today. What? So I can't even check my email? You can tell this game is old because you had to go to the computer lab to check your email because it was before smartphones. Or at least before smartphones became as widespread as they are today. I think they existed at the time, or maybe like just coming out, but it was really only like, you know, the wealthy who could afford them. Certainly it was not to the point where like every teenager has a smartphone. Exactly. But the tournament hasn't even started yet. Listen, these things take time to set up. We have permission from the school, and this tournament is kind of a big deal. Surely you have something better to do with your time. I always have something better to do than talk with you. I love their back and forth. Like that after school work program of yours, right? I can't believe how little you're actually willing to work for. What do you mean? You get pennies for doing some of the most undesirable work in the world. Did you know that an actual telemarketer gets commission every time they make a sale? No. How much do you get paid every time someone agrees to donate money to the school? Well, nothing. I postulated as much. Postulated. Big word. That's the problem with this school, or any school, really. We never have enough money. And of course, the funding we do get never goes to something useful, like upgrading computers or improving the library's catalog system. Apparently, some people think that the gymnasium absolutely needs a new hardwood floor every year. I think the student council gets a say in it. Why don't you run? Me? Run in that useless popularity contest? No thank you. But that's really beside the point. One of our club members came down with a nasty cold yesterday, so we need someone to help us maintain the bracket. If you'd like to help out, we'll pay you, and it'll probably be more than what the school is offering. It doesn't seem like a bad offer, but is there a catch? I can agree to help or pass on the offer. I will agree to help. That sounds fun. It sounds like a tempting offer. Anything is more interesting than stamping envelopes and calling people who don't want to be called. Sure, I'd be happy to help. Good, then let's get you to work. Travis lets me into the lab and hands me a stack of paper. It's just a simple double elimination bracket. You do know how to run those, right? Not exactly. Oh, so there's something even you don't know. Travis seems to delight in my ignorance. I'll show you how it works, so try to keep up. Jerk. The system's pretty straightforward, and I pick it up quickly. Once Travis is satisfied that I know what I'm doing, he leaves me alone. I spend the next few hours frantically trying to keep track of the results of the 10 or so games that are running at the same time. The tournament finally ends and Travis approaches me with some money in hand. Not bad. You managed to not screw up. That's high praise. Don't sound so surprised. Travis hands me some money and rushes off to deal with whatever his presidential duties are. I have $70 now. Yay! Time to go home. Evening. Well, now that it's night, I should probably do something. Checking email doesn't take me much time, so I can do it whenever I wish. I can watch TV and keep up with what everyone at school is talking about, or I can mess around online, playing games, and reading message boards. Or I guess I could study. I mean, it would be useful and stuff. And again, the action period kind of thing to increase stats. So I didn't get any stats for that scene earlier, but I did get some money, and I did run in with one of the characters, which is what I expected. So she said I could check my email anytime. Now I do wish there was a read unread indicator on the emails. Because like these are old messages, but it's not super obvious unless you just remember. From Travis, thank you. I hope you don't mind, but I looked up your email address on your student profile. Thank you for helping out today. We really needed it. So I can study, watch TV, or surf the net. And what are our stats again? Intelligence, social reputation, and network reputation. I'm gonna guess studying increases intelligence. If I had to guess, each one of these stats corresponds to one of the guys. And intelligence is probably Travis. Social reputation is probably Derek, and network reputation is probably Shiro, if I had to guess. And watching TV and surf the net. I wonder which of those is social versus network. If it were me, I know I always put the stats in the same order. So it would not surprise me if they were in order of intelligence, social reputation, and network reputation. I'm gonna go with intelligence. Alright, time to study. I don't understand any of this. I give up. Time for another day at school. So, out of curiosity, I did still get some intelligence points for that, even though it kind of felt like a failed stat build, whatever you want to call that. which is very common in stat builders. There's a chance for success or a chance for failure. In memoirs, I didn't bother with that because I wanted to make it pretty easy. Time for another day at school. Morning. So we're now on day 2 of 30, presumably. As I head to my classroom, I run into Travis exiting the computer lab. Good morning, Rui. How are you? A little tired. I think I stayed up too late last night. Playing your favorite game, no doubt. Does it really seem like that's all I do? I wonder. You know, if you like that game so much, you might want to try playing Diamond Moon. Isn't that really popular series from Japan? It is. They just released the latest installment a few months ago. It's a lot like your game, but with an actual plot. If you're interested, you should check it out. Thanks for the suggestion. You're very welcome. I bid a quick goodbye to Travis and head to class before the bell rings. I wonder if that event right there was specifically because we had met Travis and had done the right thing that made him happy yesterday. So like, you know, if we'd gone to the mall or if we'd gone to worked on the project with Shiro, I wonder if one of them would have showed up instead. It would make sense. I bid a quick goodbye to Travis and head to class before the bell rings. Afternoon. Now that school's out, what should I do with my afternoon? This afternoon, I want to go to the mall, work on my project, or help out at school. Same options as yesterday. Now, I do kind of question whether there are consequences for not working on the project, considering they kind of tied. Like, you know, what is that just an excuse to give you a reason to hang out with Shiro? It is. We all know it is, but if I don't do it, will it influence anything? But will there be consequences? Or can I just focus on Travis all the way? I will say that I probably do need to spend some time with the other guys just to rule them out as Alistair if I want to figure out who Alistair really is. That's just my guess. Those are just me thinking about if I were making this game. But who knows? Who knows, right? I think I'll keep building up relationship with Travis. Let's hop out at school again. As I head to the work program, I run into Travis. Sorry, excuse me. What? Don't tell me you were expecting me to say something like, "Watch where you're going, you stupid girl." He sighs. I'm not as terrible as you imagine, you know. I know, I didn't say anything. I was just wondering about something. And that would be? So, you know that puzzle about knights and demons? Yes? Couldn't you just ask something like, is 1 + 1 equal to 2, and whoever says no is the liar? It doesn't work that way. In other words, yes, and you don't want to admit it. Don't you have somewhere to be? I'm going. I just wanted to mention it. I hurry off down the hallway, trying to hide my glee. I actually got Travis to be speechless. I spent the next hour happily folding a set of pamphlets for the school. I have $82 now. Time to go home. Evening. Alright, tonight I'm going to... well, check my email because I can. From Derek. Meetup. Hey there. Figured I'd drop you a note. You still want to talk, right? Let's meet up at the mall sometime, okay? Peace out. I do think it's interesting. Shiro has his full name on there in the Japanese format with family name first. Derek has his full name on there, but Travis is hiding his last name. I wonder why. But yeah, I should probably do that at some point. So I can study, watch TV, surf the net again. Maybe we'll try surfing the net just because I can and just to see which stat that improves. Time to surf the net. Ah, I love playing games online. Nothing like a few games to unwind after a hard day. Time for another day at school. Morning. As usual, classes were boring. It's hard to stay awake sometimes. At least it's time for lunch now. We don't have a dedicated lunchroom, so most students eat either in the gym or the classrooms. A lot of the guys like to play basketball during lunch break, so if I head to the gym, I'm sure to run into them. The classroom is a lot quieter since most of the students who eat there like to use the extra time to study. Of course, I could always stop by the computer lab. They don't allow food in there, but I can eat my lunch quickly and then head over. Lunch break. So they're kind of introducing like a new element here, right? First 2 days were relatively the same with the same kinds of choices, but now they're introducing another element. Now I can choose what to do for lunch. And then these are fairly obvious if you think about it. If I wanted to talk to Derek, I'd go to the gym. If I want to talk to Travis, probably stop by the computer lab. And if I want to talk to Shiro, probably eat in the classroom. I will stop by the computer lab. What can I say? Travis. I finish my lunch quickly and head to the computer lab. Oh, look! Look who I found. I hope you don't mind if I'm here. Why would I? It's a public school, so you have every right to be here too. How generous of you. I spend the rest of lunch playing random games online. Afternoon. Now that school's out, what should I do with my afternoon? Okay, so surfing the net did increase my network reputation and increased it a lot more because I was successful, I imagine. Now, I probably should go to the mall and get that conversation with Derek out of the way. Especially since he emailed me to bug me about it. But at some point, I should probably work on my project more too. Alright, let's go to the mall. I wait outside the gym as the basketball team finishes practicing. Good work today. See you tomorrow. The basketball players all wander out of the gym and head to the locker room. Oh hey, Marui, what's up? I was wondering if today was a good day to talk. Huh? Oh yeah, no problem. He jerks his head towards the locker rooms. Just give me a sec to shower and change and I'll be right out. Sure. Derek heads off to the showers, leaving me to figure out how I'm going to ask him about Rivenwell Online. If I ask him straight up, that would be weird. Plus, if he really is Alistair, then there's no way he'd tell me anything. Of course, if he's really Alistair, then he already knows who I am. I guess I'll have to try. Nice! Typo. I guess I'll have to try to find a way to trick him into giving me the information. Why is all of this so complicated? What's complicated? Nothing. I was just thinking out loud. Okay, well, shall we get going? Sure. Man, I love coming here after practice. It's so much fun to just hang out. Oh? I don't actually come here that often. Why not? You don't like it? Well, I'm not exactly a social butterfly or anything. I prefer to have just a few close friends. That's an interesting outlook. Oh, you don't like staying at home and just relaxing or playing games or anything? You mean like board games or something? Well, I was thinking more like video games. Oh, you're a gamer then? Yeah, although I think other gamers would beg to differ. But what about you? Not into video games? Well, I've tried a few, and that's all. You don't play games online or anything? If I'm online, I'm probably checking my email or using Facebook. Back when Facebook was cool. I see. Well, you should try playing games online sometime. They're pretty fun. I doubt I have time for that between basketball and school. He rolls his eyes. Homework really is a drag, isn't it? You won't get any disagreement from me. As we pass by a trendy clothing store, Derek points to one of the dresses in the window. Hey, I bet you'd look good in that. Really? Dresses aren't exactly my style. Oh, that's too bad. I think you'd look good in a dress, especially a more mature one. It might seem a little shallow, but image does matter. But I'm rambling like crazy. This expression of his. I can just imagine the devil horns. What was it you wanted to talk to me about? What? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. Oops. I can't just tell him I wanted to know about Rivenwell Online. That will definitely make him suspicious. So I can ask him on something unrelated or tell him it's nothing. Considering how much of a deal I made about it and how I sought him out specifically, telling him it's nothing is not gonna fly. So I think I'll ask about something unrelated. I was just wondering if you liked being on the student council. Why? Are you thinking of running? It depends on your answer. Well, to be honest, the vice president doesn't actually do that much work. My only real job is to stand in for the president when she's gone, but she's never gone. The vice president role is more for show than anything else, so I don't do much work. But from what I can tell, the student council is mostly decorative anyway. The school board makes most of the decisions. I see. Well, thanks for letting me know. Is that all? Yep. Are you sure? What do you mean? It's nothing. I just thought you wanted to say something else. Nope, that's all. Thanks. Well then, I've gotta get going. Homework. Of course, I'll see you around. Later. Well, what did I expect? It's not like I was gonna learn anything from talking with him. I guess I should head home too. Evening. Alright, tonight I'm going to... We'll check the email first. Student Council. If you want to know more about being on the Student Council, check out the school's website. It would be cool if you ran next year. It'd be nice to have you there. Aww. I'm gonna study. Alright, time to study. Please, good outcome, good outcome. I think I understand it now. That should be enough studying for today. I think that's maybe a neutral outcome. At least it wasn't bad. So we're up to 12 intelligence. And 13 network reputation. Time for another day at school. Morning. As usual, classes were boring. It's so hard to stay awake sometimes. Lunch break. So I can eat in the classroom, stop by the computer lab, or go to the gym. We all know what I'm gonna choose. Sorry, Shiro. You know, after school, I'm gonna work on my projects and get Shiro's little event out of the way. And it's gonna be all Travis all the time. I finish my lunch quickly and head to the computer lab. What brings you here? Don't you have friends to hang out with or something? You count as a friend, don't you think? How kind of you. Travis and I chat for a bit about recent games before lunch is over. Afternoon. Now that school's out, what should I do with my afternoon? This afternoon, I want to, as promised, let's work on the project, at least once. As much as I'd rather not, I really should do some work on my project. Hey, Mary. What's up? I was thinking we could work on our project a bit today. You can come over to my place. Yeah, I got your email. We can walk there if it's okay with you. I live nearby. Fine. Sure, fine with me. Shiro leads me a few blocks from the school to a nice neighborhood. Before I have time to take in the sights, he's already led me into a plush house and up a carpeted staircase to a spacious bedroom. This place is huge. Would it be rude to mention it? So I can compliment his house or ask about his family. Which is less intrusive? Wow, this place is nice. Is it? Shiro blinks at me for a moment. He looks a little bit embarrassed. I mean, I think it's pretty. My house isn't as big as yours. Oh, I'm sorry. No need to apologize. I was just commenting. Oh. Shiro was silent for a bit. I guess I said something really awkward. Well, let me roll back and undo it. The answer is no. It was a compliment. It was? Of course. I thought you were mad at me. Why would I be mad at you? I don't know. It just seems that sometimes people get angry. Sounds more like they're jealous. Really? Well, yeah. Don't sweat it. So, we should figure out how to do this report. How do you want to divide up the work? Why don't we pick up a few topics we want to cover, then write those parts of the report. Then we can take turns during the presentation. Works for me. Shiro pulls out a notebook and starts scribbling a few notes in it. I'd like to talk about the history and the mythology, if that's okay. Sure, I was more interested in the culture anyway. Shiro and I spend the next hour discussing our topics and how we're going to arrange the report. As we finish dividing up our workload, Shiro turns on his computer. What's up? Nothing, I'm just going to transfer my notes over. It's easier for me to work when I type things out. Me too. I'm so bad at writing things by hand, and I'm always on my computer anyway. I guess social networking and things like that are really popular these days. Do you have a profile on Facebook? Not really. I don't exactly have many friends, so I'm not that interested. Not a computer person? Well, I never said that. So if you're not in it for the social stuff, then what? Shiro flushes a deep red. I'd rather not say. Why not? I need to get to work. You should probably go now. Okay. Shiro bids me a quick farewell and I head home. Wow, what was that all about? I thought we were doing okay, but he practically kicked me out of his house. Well, that's not suspicious at all. Evening. Alright, tonight I'm going to... We'll start with checking my email. Outline. We should probably start thinking about the oral part of our presentation. I've already started on the slideshow. Can you give me an outline of what you're working on? And I'm going to study some more. Alright, time to study. I think I understand it now. That should be enough studying for today. Time for another day at school. Morning. As usual, classes were boring. It's so hard to stay awake sometimes. Agreed. Lunch break. Let's stop by the computer lab. I finish my lunch quickly and head to the computer lab. I hope you don't mind if I'm here. Why would I? It's a public school, so you have every right to be here too. This feels like a repeated scene. How generous of you. I spend the rest of lunch playing random games online. Afternoon. Now that school's out, what should I do with my afternoon? This afternoon, I want to... Let's go back to helping out at school. When I stopped by the computer lab today, I noticed the computer gaming club isn't meeting. Travis is still his usual post in the corner though, working away furiously. Hey Travis. Hey Rui, another work day? Yeah, just figured I'd stop by. No club today? Not today. Most of the members can't make it for one reason or another, so I canceled the meeting. So what are you up to? Nothing in particular. Travis angles his monitor away from me. Hey, can I ask you a question? Apparently you can, seeing as you just did. You know what I meant. Then just ask the question. I've been wondering, why do you call me Rui? It's been bothering me. Bothering you? You wrote on your Facebook profile that you like being called Rui. I did? Wait, you read my Facebook profile? It was your choice to make it public. Yeah, but what were you doing looking at it anyway? Just trying to learn a little more about someone who is good enough to help out the club in a pinch. Why? Is there something wrong with that? I guess not. I just didn't think... You really should be more careful with what information you make public. I'm sorry. I just thought you were someone else. Oh, like some long-lost love who called you by a fond nickname? Not a chance. Whoa, I didn't mean to step on any toes. What's wrong? Oops, now what? So I can be honest and tell him about Alistair, or I can make something up. I'm just gonna be honest. Because again, I'm almost certain it's not Travis, it's a red herring. And I'm pretty sure I know who is Alistair, but I'm not gonna say it. I just know that I'm pretty sure it's not Travis. I'd rather not say. You'll laugh at me. Try me. It's about the game I play online. I see. Travis adjusts his glasses. I think he's trying to hide a smile, but it's hard to tell. There's this guy, some jerk who took a really important item from me. Someone stole from you? Not exactly. It was a prize. I did most of the work and he came in at the last minute and won it anyway. Then he was a complete jerk about it. Since my username is Rui, I just thought... You thought I was him? How flattering. I'm sorry, it's just... There's not much you can do about it, though. You should probably just get over it instead of running around trying to find him. Well, he said he'd give it back if I could figure out who he was in real life, though. We made a bet. What? If I figure out who he is, I get it back. If I don't, he gets all my gold for a month. Are you joking? Huh? Making bets like that is against the rules. Gold can be bought with real money, which leads to a lot of legal complications. Rivenwell Online doesn't allow bets like that because they can be misconstrued as underage gambling. You really should report that to a GM. What? A global moderator? The people who make sure actions like that don't happen. I know what a GM is, but I didn't know about that rule. How did you know? That look. And when we first met, you talked about knight and demon classes. I know they're common names, but those are both from Rivenwell Online. For someone who doesn't play the game, you sure know a lot about it. Travis stands suddenly and advances towards me. I take a step back, only to find myself trapped against the wall. Yes! You really are too curious for your own good, you know that? What? I have tried to be kind to you, helpful even, but you seem determined to make trouble for me. What do you mean? You're obsessed with this guy, whoever he is, and because of that, you're poking your nose where it doesn't belong. Please do us both a favor and mind your own business. But this is important to me. My voice is wavering so much I can barely hear myself speak. Sure, this guy was rude, but you're taking it a lot more seriously than you should be. Travis sighs and his dark expression softens a little bit. For a brief moment, his gaze wanders down to my lips, but he quickly regains his composure. If you keep letting it bother you like this, then he's winning. Just report him and get on with life already. Travis shakes his head and steps away from me. He looks exasperated. Forget it. Just forget everything we talked about, okay? Yeah, I promise I won't tell the others. Others? You don't want any of the other club members to know you play Rivenwell Online, right? Travis stares at me in shock for a moment before an amused smile breaks across his lips. You thought I was lying to my club members? You really do jump to the strangest conclusions. But then... Didn't I just ask you to mind your own business? It's not what you think, but please just respect my privacy, okay? Yeah, I'm sorry. I leave the computer lab before I can embarrass myself any further. I remember what his deal is. I think he is a GM. I think he is a mod in the game. But he doesn't want to just like say that, you know? I leave the computer lab before I can embarrass myself any further. So Travis plays too. I guess I really should have known that from the beginning. I wander off to the work program where I'm handed a stack of flyers to photocopy. Unfortunately, I am so distracted that I wind up copying all the school announcements onto a stack of pink scrap paper. That's brutal. The workers in the office pay me to go home early so I don't screw up anything else. I have $94 now. Time to go home. Evening. Alright, tonight I'm going to check my email. New promo. Hey, Rivenwellers. Stop by the Cavern of Tears this weekend for your latest promotion. Or for our latest promotion. Kill at least 50 Zubats and you'll win a limited edition silver shield. We hope to see you all there. About your friend. Quick question about that player you mentioned. What server does he usually play on? Just wondering. Tonight I'm going to, let's see. Our social reputation is pretty low. I don't know if that's important or not. I think I'll study. Alright, time to study. I think I understand it now. That should be enough studying for today. Weekend! Woo! It's been a while since I last played Rivenwell online. I should check to see how Rui is doing. Logging in. Rui of the Sword is logged on. Good morning, Rui. Hey, Fiona. How's it going? Not bad. I was about to head to the Cavern of Tears for promotion. Wanna come? I'd love to. Fiona Wings has joined your team. Teleported to the Cavern of Tears. It's been a long time, hasn't it? It's rare that we come down here since there aren't many promotions. Oh well, it's nice to just do stuff for fun once in a while. So, about Alistair. Oh, him. You still haven't figured out who it is? Not yet, no. Honestly, it's a little frustrating. Well, do you have any clues yet? Nothing yet. I've been keeping an eye on all the guys, but nothing seems suspicious yet. Are you sure it's someone who goes to your school? It has to be. He even said so himself. I just wish I had more to go on. Don't let it bother you too much, okay? Huh? What do you mean? Well, I'm sure you have other things to worry about, like homework, you know? Whatever. Homework is homework. You shouldn't be that way. In fact, I really should be doing some homework myself. I'll talk to you later, okay? Yeah, see you. Fiona Wings is logged off. I played for a few hours before calling it a day. And so the week is over. It forced me to the status screen again, which is fine. So maybe that's like a, okay, week is over, review your stuff. So I've got 20 intelligence, 5 social reputation, which I haven't built at all, and 13 network reputation, and $109. I haven't found anything to spend my money on yet. Maybe that will be introduced later? Or maybe if I went to the mall and didn't encounter Derek, or didn't have an event with him, maybe there'd be a chance to buy things. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm building money for exactly. But I think we're gonna call it. Let me just save my game. Alright, so that was Alistair. So, here are my thoughts. Good. I love the characters, especially Travis. Again, he's my top. I love their back and forth. It's not next time on yet. I gotta wrap up on my thoughts here. Is very, very reminiscent. Like, I can definitely tell that Memoirs... Oh gosh, I gotta stop slamming the desk. I can definitely tell that Memoirs was heavily inspired by this game. At least as far as, like, gameplay and that kind of thing. I recall that the first time I played this, I wasn't as familiar with tropes in Otome games and like standard kind of gameplay. And so the action periods and the different options seemed like random to me. But this time around, like, I was looking for it because I'm a lot more familiar with how these games play. And so I was looking for it, and so I was able to, like, actually pretty well deduce things, like which options would lead to which love interest. I'm still not totally sure between like social and network which of those goes with which guy. I'm guessing that social is Derek and networking is Shiro. We did get a little bit of a hint there with the last scene that we had with him when we went over to his house and he talked about Facebook, but got like really nervous about it or something. I don't remember what his deal is exactly, other than I'm pretty sure all three guys do play Rivenwell online. I'm pretty sure all three of them do. Even Shiro. But there's still a lot to figure out there. And the month will go by faster than you might think. But obviously, even for like a short free game, and this is a free game, it's still longer than Memoirs. And it does a good job of building up the characters and your relationships with them, and I think they did a good job just overall. Now, what I was hoping to see more of that I didn't get to see this time around, but might come into play more often or more later, I mean, is their interactions within the game within a game. It actually featured a lot less than I remembered. It wasn't very important. It was, but it wasn't, right? She actually did not play the game very often. There weren't really a whole lot of scenes in the game other than the intro, the inciting incident that started the whole thing. And the main person she interacts with in the game is Fiona. Who I don't think is any of the guys. I could be wrong about that though. Sometimes guys play girls in video games. I don't think she's any of the guys, but I can't be sure about that. She feels more of like the convenient female best friend who's only there for the main character to vent about her guy problems too. It feels a little bit like that. And then, you know, I had some critiques about the UI just as far as accessibility goes. Not that I'm an accessibility expert by any means, but you know, you should be able to tell at a glance what buttons do. Instead of having to, like, especially the save and load buttons in the game within a game, those are really unclear, and the screens look the same, so it was really hard to tell whether I was saving or if I was loading. Anyway, I'm trying to think of, like, ways that I would improve, you know, the gameplay or anything like that. The story is pretty good, the writing is pretty good. I like the recurring theme of the knight and the demon, right? They did a good job with that. And also kind of, you know, using that to give you a clue that, you know, even if you ask any of them about Alistair directly, they're gonna lie. They're gonna lie and say it's not them. So you gotta kind of go at an angle or whatever else, right? I do like the loop to an extent. A lot of stat raisers, and this is definitely a stat raiser. A lot of those have, like, you know, the whole time management aspect kind of thing, and this is there too as well, but I appreciated how often you have run-ins with the guys. It's not just like, okay, you build stats for a month just to get one scene with one guy, you know? And again, I felt like the choices were pretty obvious as far as, like, who to, you know, which option to choose to get to a particular destination. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more of these videos, or on the flip side, if you hated it because it was boring or whatever else, be sure to let me know. And yeah, thank you everyone. Bye.